All right, because the next few questions that we deal with in ALEKS is going to revolve around functional groups, I wanted to take a intermission to pretty much show you kind of some common functional groups that you'll see throughout ALEKS. At least I'll share the most common ones that I pretty much had in my course, and then I'm kind of just going to give a introduction. So I wasn't able to copy them out the textbook because that'd be copyright infringement, but I was able to find like some good examples online, and I'll just break them down from there. So a functional group is, and I'll define that first. So they are specific groups of atoms within a molecule that are responsible for characteristics such as the chemical reactions and properties of those molecules. They are active sites of organic compounds. So when we start and we look kind of at our chart here, and what you're going to see is you're going to see an alkane, a alkene, and an alkyne. And what you're going to focus on here is just the bonds with these first three. So you see carbon-carbon single bond, alkane, carbon-carbon double bond, alkene, carbon-carbon triple bond, alkyne is spelled with the Y, and this is some stuff that you're going to learn later as well. Next up, we're going to go to our single bond group. So we see R, which is known to be a generic alkyl group, and I have it here at the bottom, such as CH3. So for the most part, that's how you're going to picture it. But you're going to see, of course, and you're going to see these three, of course. So I'll put an X near them, some form of capacity in ALEKS. You're going to see, of course, alcohol, which is going to be that that R group, which is going to be attached to OH. You're going to see a ether group, which is, of course, going to be your two R groups, or R group attached just to a single oxygen. You're going to see your alkyl halide, which is going to be what's unique about this one. You're going to see it's going to be an R group, and it's going to be attached to a halogen. That's what that X stands for, halogen. So think of fluorine, chlorine, bromine. With the second row right here, you're going to focus on your carbons that are double bonded to oxygen. So your common ones are going to be aldehyde, where you're going to have the hydrogen, the R group, and then, of course, your oxygen right here. Your ketone, which is going to be your carbon, which is going to have two R groups and a oxygen group. So that's going to be a common one you see. Your carboxylic acid, which is going to be your OH, your oxygen up top along with your R group. And you're going to see, of course, ester, which is going to be carbon along with the R group, along with the OR group right there. So you are pretty much, you could just picture it. It could be either be just a single oxygen or R. You'll see this in like a few forms. And then your amide group, which is going to be your R group, your nitrogen. So your amine R group, along with it being double bonded to oxygen, that's going to be a common one. Your alkyl halide, really didn't see this that much, so I'm not going to highlight it in that one. Of course, you're going to have your amine, which is going to be your nitrogen hydrogen 2 group attached to R group. And the last ones that I saw, of course, theo right here, which is going to be your sulfur hydrogen attached to R group. And then you're going to have sulfide asked in some questions. So that's going to be your sulfur attached with a R group, or sulfur. So it doesn't include a hydrogen, it's just going to be the sulfur attached to the R group. So I'm going to put an X right there. That's why I drew it in, or that's why I kind of added it as its own thing in here, because it wasn't in my original list. And then you're going to have an aromatic compound. So to picture this benzene ring with these two double bonds inside of it, and you're going to label it as such, aromatic compound in ALEKS. Again, kind of the best way to get after this is to study your textbook, specifically pages 97 through 99. And as we start to look at these next set of ALEKS problems, I'll show you kind of my strategy and tips of how I spot them out and how I go about naming them and some of the tricks in the question. But again, this was just an intermission video. But if this video did help, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.